We are continually told a very specific story about artificial intelligence. The promise is that it acts as the ultimate equalizer, a cheap, universally accessible tool, turning anyone with an internet connection into an instant genius. But look under the hood, and the physical reality is vastly different. The actual act of machine thinking, called GPU inference, generates immense friction and heat. It has quickly become the single most expensive operation in all of technology. By 2026, the top 5 tech hyperscalers will spend over $470 billion in capital expenditures, hoarding computing power at an unprecedented scale. That capital converts into massive 10 gigawatt physical power clusters, facilities consuming the electricity of entire cities just to keep servers running. What we are actually witnessing is a massive physical land grab. Computing power is the new territory, and the rush to claim it locks down the future. Economists have a name to this structure: digital feudalism. In this system, the cloud acts as the new land. Immense tech corporations act as lords, and everyday users paying for access are effectively the serfs. The massive energy and hardware requirements we just saw create a hard boundary, a new digital fence. It separates a tiny minority who own the means of computation from the rest of the world who are forced to rent it. These glowing blue server racks are exactly where that control is localized. They are the hyperconnalant data centers, where a handful of gatekeepers dictate exactly who gets access to the algorithms and at what price. This physical infrastructure creates an absolute invisible barrier. It quietly controls global access to artificial thought. On the privileged side of this fence live the compute wealthy. For these individuals and organizations, AI tokens, the basic units of machine thought, are an infinite resource. They operate in a mode called fast logic. Because they own the infrastructure or maintain top-tier uncapped access, the marginal cost of generating a machine thought for them is exactly zero. Zero-cost thinking removes the penalty for being wrong. They can run hundreds of experimental, even bad ideas through a model, using trial and error at scale until they find a single stroke of genius. This dynamic enables a completely new workflow, the team of one. A single person can command a fleet of AI interns working around the clock to exponentially compound their learning and creative output. For the compute wealthy, AI operates as a limitless force multiplier. It rapidly accelerates their cognitive and economic dominance without any friction. Step to the other side of the fence, and you find the rest of the world relegated to the token breadline. Here, every single prompt is metered and incurs a real financial cost. This creates a state of slow logic. Users face a cognitive toll, forcing them to practice prompt compression, stripping away necessary nuance and vital details from their queries simply to keep the invoice down. This financial friction alters human behavior. When an error costs money, users become highly risk-averse. They stop experimenting and start seeking only the safest, most basic answers a model can provide. This animated chart shows the economic irony of the situation. The cost of AI cognition is actually dropping by up to 100 times annually. But as the top line curves exponentially upward, those efficiency gains remain trapped with the compute wealthy. Meanwhile, the bottom line flatlines for those on the token breadline. The capacity to harness computational resources has begun to define class more effectively than traditional financial asset. Platform gatekeepers extract algorithmic rent by trapping users in walled digital gardens, turning every interaction and decision into a metered transaction. Bypassing the centralized hardware bottleneck requires moving the thought process itself. A new architecture, the agentic web, utilizes blockchain to coordinate tasks across a decentralized network, and edge computing to run AI directly on the user's hardware. In this model, the ER owns the autonomous agent and its capabilities. By shifting the verification of work to a blockchain and processing data locally, users stop paying cloud rent to hyperscalers and start owning the intelligence they generate. If we do not actively fight for cognitive agency and decentralized models today, we are permanently signing a lease to live as tenants in a digital FTOM.